Welcome to another episode of Casual Cinephilia, where enthusiastic amateurs talk very passionately about movies. I'm Ian.
I'm Lorian, and this week we're talking about Hook.
Which we made our list of the movies we voted on based off of their availability on Netflix, and was subsequently, Hook was pulled off.
And I did check, and it wasn't on any of the lists that I saw. Sorry guys.
Just happens to be our luck right now. We're also having some technical difficulties with one of our mics. If you'll notice, Lorian might sound a little...
My audio setup is a phone on top of a sewing machine.
Ingenuity at its best.
Pretty decent mic I normally use.
Yay.
Yay.
So yeah, you guys voted, and we watched Hook.
Yeah, I love Hook.
I adore Hook.
It's such a good movie.
It makes me miss Robin Williams so much.
Oh my gosh. I know, right?
He was such a beacon of hope and love. I loved him in every movie he was in. And this movie is just the pinnacle for me of my mental image of who Robin Williams was. It was this and Aladdin. That was Robin Williams for me.
Yeah, sure.
I love this movie.
It's so good in like every aspect.
I'll go into it in a little bit, but this movie is actually a direct connection to my family, which is very rare with movies. I actually had a family member who was a special effects artist back in the early films of the Disney era onward. And
Sure.
yeah, his name was Eustace Lycett.
Oh, that's a good name.
Yeah, Eustace Lycett. And he married my grandfather's sister. So he's my great uncle? Great uncle, right? Yeah, something like that. Yeah, so great uncle. And he won an Academy Award for Mary Poppins, the chimney sweep scene in particular. Him and his team won it.
Sure.
And then he also won an Academy Award, I believe, for The Absent-Minded Professor.
Nice.
So yeah. But this Hook came out way after he retired.
Sure.
I mean, he was an old man when Hook came out, but the art director for Hook, let me pull it up. I can never remember his name. Andrew Precht, or Precht. Precht? I think it's Precht. Actually consulted my great uncle on the design of Captain Hook's ship. Cool. And so my great uncle had a say on the way Captain Hook's ship looked. The skull on the back and all that stuff.
Nice.
It was influenced by my great uncle. How cool is that?
Hooray!
Yeah.
Why are great uncles the coolest people in our families?
I don't know, but they, damn it,
My
aren't they the
great-uncle
coolest?
Designed part of the Haunted Mansion in Disneyland, and your great uncle won Academy Awards for Disney. Our great uncles probably knew each other.
You know, they probably
They
did.
were both working in high-level Disney positions at the same time.
Yeah, they probably knew each other.
Our families have a weird way throughout history of bumping into each other.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
Way back. Way back, my family was stupid and spoiled, and Ian's family rescued one of them from a boar. Yeah. And my family, knighted him or some shit?
Yep, gave him a castle.
And we discovered that through my dad's genealogy research and Ian's genealogy research. They were just chatting one day, and we're like, wait a minute.
My family crest, the Gordon, so my last name's Ryland, but Gordon is the true family lineage through. Our family crest has your family crest in it because of the knighthood that my ancestor had. It's just ridiculous.
Because of my feeble, boar-fearing ancestors.
Boar fur-fearing ancestors. Oh, man.
Anyway.
Oh, man. The audio is going to sound so terrible, but this is great
insane.
conversation.
Yeah.
Getting back to Hook, though, can I just say Dustin Hoffman is the pinnacle of what Captain James Hook is.
Yeah. He's perfect.
He is perfect as Hook. Like,
yeah.
The mannerisms of him, the walk that he has, everything about him, I love. He is so good as Captain Hook. Like,
I agree.
I don't think any actor will be able to top that performance. Who played Hook in the... Was it Hugh Jackman that played Hook in the newest Peter Pan? Who was that?
Newest Peter Pan.
All I remember was that it was forgettable, even though I love Hugh Jackman.
I don't even think I even saw it, so...
Well, the whole movie was forgettable, to be honest. But...
Clearly.
This movie, though, is so iconic.
I can see why they would cast Hugh Jackman as Hook.
No, I could too. Like, if you were to ask me before I watched it, if I thought it was a good choice for Hugh Jackman to be Hook, I would say totally. But I don't think it was his fault. I think it was the writing.
No. Yeah.
I think it was the writing that made Hook forgettable in the newest one. Pan, I think it's called. Just Pan.
Pan. I never saw that, but I do remember it.
Yeah.
I don't remember who was Hook, but now it sounds familiar.
Well, I gotta look it up now to make sure that I'm not blowing smoke out my ass. IMDb. Pan, 2015. Oh, that's why. It wasn't even Captain Hook. Yeah, it was Hugh Jackman as Blackbeard. And Garrett Fedland as Hook, but he was a protagonist. Hook was a protagonist in it, and Blackbeard was the bad guy.
I'm remembering these trailers now.
Yeah, that's why it was so forgettable, is because they tried to get edgy with it. Yeah. Had Rooney Mara in it, though.
Huh. Yeah, she was Tiger Lily, right?
Yep, she was Tiger Lily.
I seem to remember some weirdness about that.
So weird. Why would you think having one of the greatest villains of all time be the protagonist? I don't know. Sometimes it works. I'll give you that, but not always.
Sure. Fair.
I'm curious to hear what you have to say about like set design and like the costuming.
I love the costuming for this was nominated for an Academy Award.
Oh, makes perfect sense though.
Universally accepted as a really well designed movie in all aspects.
Mm-hmm.
The set design is incredible. I mean, there's details all over the place for you to pick up, which for me is the mark of good set design.
Yeah.
When it doesn't steal the show, but there's so much more story to find if you're looking.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. The more I work on costuming myself, the more I realize, and I've had a lot of downtime, and by costuming myself, I mean making costumes for myself, not for a project.
Fair distinction.
The more yeah, like, words are hard, Ian. But the more I work on, like, self-driven projects that don't have other creative people also calling the shots, the more I realize that this era of filmmaking really influenced my, like, natural costume aesthetic.
Really?
This movie, Terry Gilliam's stuff, this sort of, like, really heightened and exaggerated, based on historical stuff, but not historically accurate, like, sort of scrappy, really, really textured looks, which explains the costuming in this movie to a T.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, the feeling I get, I think, kind of encapsulates the set design. When he first wakes up in the Pirate Bay, and he like pokes his fingers through the hole of the sheet, and he kind of cuts himself out, and it almost feels like he's transported to Disneyland. Like, it feels like Disneyland. And
it's so heightened and designed.
Yeah, and it just it feels so real in its fantasy.
Yeah.
Like, its fantasy is so realized that it feels real. And I love it. I absolutely love it. My favorite part of it is a just very subtle bit of world design, of world building, is whenever it only shows up like 2 or 3 times in the entire film, and it's when Peter Pan's flying or Tink is flying. You know, it's when someone's flying high up in the air. You can see the compass rose in the water.
I love it.
It's just
so good.
Such a subtle little thing, but it sells this world that
clearly an underwater structure off the coast.
Yeah,
not just something painted on a map, which is incredible.
It's so incredible. I love it. It's such a good movie. Something that I knew about, but I didn't really pay attention to until this watch. I really wanted to pay attention and find them.
Sure.
But the cameos in this movie, there are so many cameos.
So many. Yeah. I especially love Glenn Close.
Yes, she's unrecognizable in this movie.
Unless you're looking for
it.
Real hard.
Like, once you know it's her, you're like, oh, that's Glenn Close. But, man, when she gets shoved into the boo box. Oh,
those of you who don't know, she's the male pirate at the beginning who gets singled out.
Yes, next to Peter Pan. Ugh. And David Crosby's in it. He's the guy with the flat pan hat. Not pan hat. What is that? It's I always think of like the Barbershop Quartet. They
like a boater?
Yeah, it's like a boater hat, but it's, piratey. But that's David Crosby from Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, like the band.
Excellent. Sure.
Jimmy Buffett's in there. I couldn't find him. I didn't find Jimmy Buffett. But the scene where Tink kidnaps Peter and sprinkles fairy dust on the 2 people kissing and they float up, that is George Lucas and Carrie Fisher. Yeah.
Of course it is.
There's just so many. There are so many cameos in this. Like, I can't even list how many there are. And I'm pretty sure everyone who worked on this had their kid in this, too.
Sure. It's only fair.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Phil Collins is in this movie. He's the inspector that they call when the kids are kidnapped. He's even got a speaking role.
Dang.
Oh, it's so good. A thing that it wasn't a cameo, but it was crazy to see young Gwyneth Paltrow as young Wendy.
Yeah.
That was watching it this time around, I was like, oh, I know you. I know who you are.
Forgive me if my audio gets messed up for a second. Unfortunately, all my notes are on my phone, which is also my mic right now.
How dare you?
I know. Predicting the future is not one of my strong suits, unfortunately.
Man, you need to get better at your premonitions.
I know.
One day you'll see tomorrow.
That sounds threatening right now.
One day you'll see tomorrow, but it is not this day.
It is not this day. I really enjoyed seeing Bob Hoskins in this. I feel like I mostly know him from Who Framed Roger Rabbit in my childhood.
Yeah.
And it's fun to see him in such a different role.
I love that he is just bumbling, but also the brains of the organization.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he comes up with the actual sane ideas that Captain Hook just completely rips off.
Yes.
The scene where the war, quote unquote war, starts, and Hook just goes, "Shmee, do something smart." He's like, Shmee, what about Shmee? What about Shmee? Shmee's me. Oh, and, like, start stealing all of Hook's jewels. I, like, trying to think of like my favorite scenes. There are so many that it's really difficult to think of one.
Well, it's also good. I mean, there's two storylines happening through most of the movie, at least. You've got the Lost Boys with Peter storyline, and you've got the Pirates with Peter's kids storyline. Mm-hmm. And usually I feel like those are not perfectly balanced in films. You get one that you're more invested in than the other. And with this film, I just don't feel that way. I love both of them. You're never upset when they switch scenes to a different storyline.
Yeah. No, totally. I remember as a kid being so with Jack. Like, it's like, oh, you're so right. Your dad is so bad. And now, like, that I've gotten older, like, watching, I was like, just give your dad a chance. He's trying. He's trying.
I don't know, though, man. At the beginning, he's really not trying.
In the beginning, he's an asshole. Like, it was towards...
There's that whole, like, not willing to reach out for his children thing. Also not trying there.
Yeah, yeah. I'll give you that.
I would reach over that distance for the kids I work for, and they're not even mine. Like,
yeah, but, okay, settle down, Mother Teresa.
Listen, he's not making an effort. I would pull a snake off of a kid that's not mine. Is that equivalent?
Okay, fair enough.
He's got to put an effort into these things.
I think my thought is when he's in the pirate garb at the end.
Sure, yeah.
That's where I think of it.
Yes.
But yeah, at the beginning, Peter Panning is not a good dude at all.
No.
I do love the Maggie Smith's character of Wendy. And
yeah, it's they aged her up so uncannily correctly.
Yeah. Like, that is what she looks like now.
She looks exactly like that now.
Like, to the point where it's like, I had it in the back of my mind, it's like, this did come out like 20 years ago, right? Like 30 years ago? like I had
5 years ago.
I had to double check to make sure that, because they aged her up so accurately.
So well.
Yeah.
It's like, McGonagall, what are you doing there?
But, like, that scene where he's trying to explain what he does, and Jack goes, and he sails right in and blows him out of the water, and she just looks at him and is like, Peter, you've become a pirate. Like, that scene hit me way harder watching it now. Like, crap, he's lost his...
Have you become a pirate, Ian?
No, but I think we've all lost a little bit of innocence, you know? Like...
Sure.
I think we've all grown up, you know? We still, I feel like you and I particularly try to keep our youth, keep our innocence.
We're still pretty immature.
Yeah. It's a valiant effort to be as immature as we are.
Yeah, since I sit here underneath my shelf full of toys. And I know you have one right behind you, too.
I don't know what you're talking about. It's only 7 feet tall, full of knickknacks and toys.
Ian, I just need to bring this up real quick.
Uh-oh.
Thanks to you and your wife, my shelf of toys now has a haunted clown on it.
Yes.
And it occurs to me recently, as I got a new chair, so I spend a lot more time sitting at my desk because it's not awful, that this clown has whiskers. Ian, why does my haunted clown have whiskers?
Because it wasn't a clown when it was alive.
What? It was a sock when it was alive, Ian. You gave me a haunted sock clown with whiskers. It fits in well. I would be lying if I said there weren't other clowns on the shelf of toys, but I made the other clown, so it's not frightening.
You're welcome. I'm glad.
Thank you very much.
I'm glad I could bring that
to tell you
life.
that it's staring at us. And I say us because it definitely has the ability to stare through a phone microphone at you.
Oh, man. Oh, that thing's going to murder you. It will, eventually.
I've been very kind to it, Ian.
Oh, good. Then it'll probably...
I know how this works.
It'll probably murder your roommate then.
He's been very kind to it, too. We got this out the gate. It has a special place of honor, and we're very polite to it.
Oh, man. Ooh, I've got a test for you.
Okay.
You're not allowed to look it up because I've already looked it up and now I know because I can't be tested. Can you tell me any of the names of the Lost Boys?
The characters or the actors?
The characters. Because I only heard one in the movie. Well, there's Toodles, yeah. But
he doesn't really count.
The current Lost Boys. Because I only heard one called by their name in the movie.
Yeah, I don't think so.
And
I feel like it's on the tip of my tongue. I feel like the big kid has a name that I can't conjure.
There's one that you should know.
Well, Rufio, I know.
Yeah.
And I know he's played by Dante Basco. I got that one on lock. I don't know the other ones.
So, the only other Lost Boy that is named, like their name is said, is Pockets, that I could find.
Okay, yeah.
Is Pockets, and he's the one that first sees Peter Pan. That's Pockets. The big guy, his name's Thud Butt.
That is said at some point in the film.
Is it?
Because I know that.
Thud Butt. It might be, yeah.
I think that someone says it in a shouting scene.
Gotcha. Oh, it might be during like the battle on the ship.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I remember being like, Thud Butt? What?
Thud Butt. Then there's Ace, who's the blonde kid. Don't Ask is the kid who later played in Band of Brothers. That's James Matteo.
Sure.
There's Too Small, who's the boy who takes care of the little bugs at the end.
I feel like that is also said at some point.
Maybe. I don't know. Too Small is kind of a hard name to pick out because they might be talking about something being
like
too small. Yeah.
Right.
Then there's Latch Boy. I don't know who that one is.
Right.
And No Nap. Don't know who that one is either.
That's me. That's me.
No Nap, played by Lorian Waymire.
I was only, -5 when this movie came out?
Yeah.
Was this one?
No. We were one.
Oh, we were 1 years old. I always think this is older than it is.
No.
It feels very late 80s.
Well, it feels very Gilly.
Which makes sense. I guess it was produced and filmed in that era.
Yeah. So good.
Yeah.
And all the other Lost Boys are called just Lost Boys and additional Lost Boys. They didn't actually have names.
Thud Butt. Oh, No Nap. You gotta recognize that kid.
Which one's No Nap? Oh, that's No Nap. Okay. We're gonna have to post.
When you see his picture, which is.
We're gonna have to post a picture of the Lost Boys.
The Lost Boys.
Yeah.
Their IMDb pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Of them all grown up. Except for Thomas Tulloch, who's just got a picture of him and Hook as his profile photo.
That was probably his only...
He must not be acting anymore.
Yeah, it must be his only... Oh, no, he's been in a few other things.
No, yeah, he was acting in things as recently as last year.
That's bizarre. Huh.
Well, you know.
What does he
what
look
they know
like
you for.
now? I wish to know what you look like.
Well, Google him.
Fine, I'll Google him. Thomas Tulloch. Oh, he doesn't look... Wait, I've seen him in something. What have I seen him in?
Well, it was one of 11 things. Either in the TV series Real Acting, the short film Oasis, Who Done It, the short film, the short film The Recipe, the short film Time, Chronicles of the Dragon, which was a 2013 TV miniseries, in which he played, get ready for this, Tom, Kyle/Tom, Kyle, future Tom/Tom, future Tom/Tom, Kyle, the Dragon/Tom, Kyle, the Dragon/Tom, Kyle, and past Tom.
Are you sure you didn't just have a stroke?
At this point, no, I'm not sure. Anything's possible. You could have also seen him in the short film Must Get More Za, in which his character is named Generic Pizza Guy. Or the short film Everest. Or the 1992 TV series Mad About You.
I remember watching that
Cheers.
show. He was in Cheers?
It says he was in Cheers.
He must have been
for
a little...
3 episodes in about the same time as Hook.
Yeah. Huh.
He played Jesse LeBeck.
Jesse LeBeck. Interesting.
So, that's where you could have seen him.
Oh, man.
All these shorts he's in. He also seems to have directed, written a few, done some cinematography. Yeah.
Huh. That's
so
crazy.
He's still doing something.
Yeah, good for him. I'm proud of him. That's great.
Yeah, good job. Good job, Thomas Tulloch.
Good job, Thomas Tulloch. We've been rooting for you. And it's crazy seeing these kids, though, knowing that they're only a little bit older than us, you know? When it came out, you know? They're what?
Well, I mean, they're still only a little bit older than us. Even now.
Yeah, weird how time works like that. Sometimes it be like it is, but it do. Man, this episode just has spiraled into madness.
Listen, we've all been stuck in our houses for a while now. And that's all I have to say.
So... do you have anything else you want to talk about? Because there was something I wanted to bring up.
Please, go ahead.
Kind of my final-ish thought. I find it absolutely fascinating that Peter doesn't kill Hook. It's the crocodile that vanquishes Hook. And I don't... It doesn't even make it clear whether Hook died or not.
Right.
But... the whole thing of it is that Peter doesn't kill him. He even allows him to have a fair fight and offers his sword back to him. You know, I love that sense of good versus evil, even though Hook isn't evil. He's just set. You know, like he has his revenge that he needs to have and will do anything to do it.
Sure.
I don't know, I just find that fascinating. And that whole scene where the crocodile breaks out of its thing and falls onto Dustin Hoffman. I know, it was probably a stunt double, but like, that was straight Buster Keaton. I loved it. So good. I love this movie.
It's a good one. I love the fake food fight. I don't know why, but that goo putty stuff that they use, I always wanted to throw that at everyone.
Yeah.
Looks great to throw.
So I feel like that is the difference between you and me. Because you think, wow, that looks like trick. You see that and you're like, wow, that would be so much fun to have a food fight with. When he first begins to imagine and he sees the food, my first thought is always, oh God, that looks so tasty.
The food looks delicious, but the colorful paste they throw. I want to throw colorful paste.
I do find it absolutely hilarious. The scene where they're trying to teach him how to fly and they shoot him out of the catapult into the super colorful thing, and he hits it and it's just mud. With a thin layer of color.
You can really see how many times they did that shot.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good.
That color under the surface is called all colors.
All color. Oh. An art teacher vomit.
Yeah. The vomit of Pate's past.
Vomit of Pate's past. Oh. I mean, this movie will always be top tier for me. It just always will.
If you can find it to watch somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
We recommend that you do.
Yeah. So the moment we found out that it got pulled off of Netflix, literally, 2 days before we're recording the episode?
May 1st.
Yeah.
So that sucks.
Super sucks. I looked on Amazon, and you could buy it for $9, but you could rent it HD for free. Now, I don't know if that was a mistake or if it's some COVID deal that they're doing to allow people to watch a movie, but you could rent it. You might still be able to do it. I'm going to check right now. Let me look real quick. Hook, give me the hook. Why can't I find it? Did it get pulled from? Oh, there it is.
Hook is no longer available to stream anywhere for any amount of money.
Oh,
You're welcome.
I can't check it because I still have access to it for another hour and 5 minutes.
Oh, let me look. Get ready for some funky audio. Since I'm touching my microphone.
Gross. Put in Hook 1991. That made it come up. It didn't come up when I just typed in Hook.
I own it. So it doesn't tell me. Amazon and Google started merging their, what I've bought on Google now shows up as purchased on Amazon too.
Well, that's inconvenient for our scientific experiments.
It's very inconvenient. Jacob!
Well, as of 2 days ago, you could rent it for free. So try your luck.
Hopefully you still can.
Here's hoping, because it's worth the watch. If you haven't seen it, why not?
Oh, you definitely have to see it. If you haven't seen it, that's insane. Go watch it.
Yeah, it's so good.
It'll make you happy.
It really will. It's such a happy film.
It'll make your kids happy. If you have kids that are of movie watching age.
Yes. Okay.
Let them watch Hook.
Let them
it's
watch
great.
Hook.
If you're not offended by Thump Butt, there's pretty much nothing in this movie that will offend you.
I think I found my favorite scene.
Okay.
There's 2 scenes. I found my favorite scenes, but they both revolve around the same gag. The first one is when Peter Panning pulls out his checkbook and Hook shoots through the checkbook and kills his own pirate behind him.
Sure. Yeah.
I love that scene where his knuckles just drop and then falls backwards. And then this other one is when they're playing the baseball game. It's like, he's stealing second, and the catcher just pulls out a pistol and shoots him right past Shmi. And Shmi's like checking to see if he got hit. It's just like, no, we have to play the rules by Master Jax. It's like, it's so good. It's so good, though. He's stealing second. I love the humor of this movie. This movie was foundational, I feel, to my sense of humor. It's just, it's so good.
I agree.
Yes. So, do you have any final thoughts?
I mean, this is a great movie. Watch it. That's my final thought here. I have a final thought from an episode that we did recently.
Oh, callback.
Hook has been taken off of Netflix, but Labyrinth has been put back on Netflix.
What?
So if you want to join us in wibbly wobbly style, you can now check out Labyrinth again on Netflix, but not Hook.
How weird.
So.
How bizarre. That is so strange.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, go watch it. Labyrinth is great.
Yeah, definitely. Find Hook somewhere too, though.
Yeah, hopefully you can find it for free on Amazon. Hopefully.
Yeah, that'd be great.
All right. And because of the COVID, I think we're still doing another poll for our next film, correct?
Yes.
So
I think so. At least one more. We're in California, as stated. In case any of you aren't, things are probably going to be pretty slow around here.
Yep. We're probably going to be one of the last states to open.
So
yeah.
We're just feeling it out week by week. So next week is going to be another poll, and we'll keep you updated after that.
And before we go, just do a quick little shout out to Jenny, Jake, and Pam. Thank you guys for being patrons for us. You make this so much more fun to do because you relieve that much stress from us. Thank you guys.
Yes. Thank you.
You guys rock. And so yeah, this has been another episode of Casual Cinephilia. Thank you for joining us.
Bye.
Music from filmmusic.io. Funkarama by Kevin MacLeod. You can find his music at incompetech.com. Licensed under Creative Commons 4.0.